Okay, so welcome to Raiders of the Serpent Sea, everybody. I'm very much looking forward to running this campaign with you. And as you see, it's a got the book here and lots of what's that map? Mystery. Very cool campaign from what I've read about it. If you haven't clicked already, this was the same. This was the book before Odyssey of the Dragon Lords that was written by the same type of people. You probably would have noticed that with all the epic paths that you guys have chosen for yourself. It's going to follow a similar. Mm-hmm. This is the one after, is it? Huh. Oh, I got it backwards. Okay, well, regardless, same people. Yeah, I thought it was after. Okay, interesting. But you can see that the themes, right, like with the epic backgrounds and bits and pieces. And oh, could have done the wrong button. There you go. All right. Yeah, so similar type of thing. And obviously we've got the Viking theme happening here. As a DM avoids sneezing. So I want to do a bit of a time twist. We're going to open the campaign as you're supposed to open the campaign, but then we're going to delve a little bit into each of your backstories as you go. Now, as you might have read from the uh, player's handbook, that things are cold. Things are very, very cold. The long winter, as it's been called, has persisted for 3 long years. And the people of Grimner. And by the way, if I pronounced any Viking words incorrectly, please let me know because I struggle with it. So don't if I keep on saying something wrong, just let me know. But regardless, um, so the long winter persists, and food has grown ever scarcer. Ice clogs harbours that normally sees little more than a skiff of snow. Fields have been abandoned that were once fertile lands. The creatures of the forest prowl ever closer to the homesteads. An urge is rising in each clan to protect themselves, threatening the fragile unity that is held together by the Volve. Now, I hope I'm saying that right. Volve? Does anybody have a better pronunciation? But there's but but there's a double dot over the O. Oh, we'll go. It's officially Volve. Um, there we go. And the Volve are the seers, the soothsayers, the ones who see into the future. And it seems that these seers have charged you for the great adventure into the unknown. Some of you have joined the legendary longship of the legendary raider Rolf. Rolf. Volunteer. So some have joined this expedition with Rolf voluntarily. Others have been conscripted along the way since departing to brave the wildest section of the Serpent Sea. Weeks have passed. 2 ships have already been lost. Countless men and women drowned. Yet still you continue on. Um, Rolf insists that you'll reach this tower that their seers have seen in this vision any day now. As I said, we're going to do a little bit of time twisting, and DM's going to bring up his notes because they're important. And we're going to start with Mr. Bobby Longships. Now, the thing we discussed, Bobby Longships, about that hasn't happened yet. So you're just good old happy-go-lucky Bobby Longships. So why don't you explain for a second what Bobby Longships looks like so we can get a picture of Bobby in our heads. Now, Bobby Longships, you're from the clan, the Lotten clan, and unfortunately, the Jarl, now I know I'm pronouncing that wrong from Skyrim, the Jarl, the leader of the clan. Yeah, Jarl. Jarl. Oh, well, let's. If I'd said Jarl, I would have been slightly embarrassed. But okay, we'll go. Jarl is correct. Um, yeah, so the Jarl of your clan has unfortunately passed away in battle. Um, it's a good way to die, though, because you're taken up into the halls of Valhalla by Valkyries to feast and battle in the afterlife. And there is nothing worse than dying of old age. There is nothing worse than dying of a disease, because then you don't get to go to Valhalla, and that's bad. So, uh, a good way to die for the Jarl of the clan. Now, Bobby Longships, you think you would make a good leader of this clan, the Loten clan, and there's a big a feast put on. A great boar has been skewered, and you can smell the fat crackling, and your clan is gathered round. And you and another guy called Alfarin Askelskin, put their name in the chat, putting themselves forward for the leaders of the Loten clan. So, Bobby Longships, what's your pitch? Oh yeah, it's between you and Alfredson Askelson. One of you two is going to be the leader of this clan. The clan is approving. You get a nice. Sorry, just one thing. You get a nice grunt, and Alverson Askelson says, "Oh, you know what we need for this clan? We don't need some pathetic little drummer boy. We need people with character. We need people with strength. Yes, the winter is never ending. Yes, these are bad times. But I suggest we need a little more than some pathetic little drummer boy. We need someone with courage and honor. Someone who can leap off the long ship first on the battlefield and last to leave. And we don't need any type of drummer boy from that." And the crowd says, and Alfarin says, "I propose a little bit of a You know, it's never just the Jarl, it's the Jarl and his associates. And this scrawny little guy who, doesn't is not the first off the longships when you raid, not the last to leave the battlefield. They perform a type of alliance. It's not just me. We need to work together. So I'm going to nominate my buddy here, Tommy Two Shields, as my right hand man. And you, Mr. Bobby, what friends have you got? Drummer boy? I don't know. Welcome to the world of DMing, Dylan. We have to make up shit on the fly. Bobby Longships says, yeah, making jokes about my sister there, Sunshine. No, it wasn't very funny. And she did die of a serious disease. It wasn't the filth that you're promoting, but she's dead, probably residing in hell. And you think it's fit to make jokes about that? After, shall we say, some more going back and forth, um, the clan, there's a clay pot, and the clan goes through, and there's a vote that happens between Tommy Two Shields and Bobby Longships, and everybody places a black bead for one of them and a white bead for one of them. And one of the voles, one of the seers, is responsible for counting them. And she counts it up one by one by one by one. And it comes up as a dead heat. There is nothing to distinguish between the two of them. And Alpharin says, it's interesting, Bobby Longships. How do you propose we resolve this, drummer boy? Sounds good to me. Now I'm gonna take rights that are allotted to me and nominate my friend, my ally, Tommy Two Shields, to do this battle with you. I assume you have no problem with that, drummer boy? Okay. So the chairs, the long table is pushed back in this hall. It's far too cold to do this outside, and let's see. Let me grab someone from over here. And you and Bobby Longships come over here, Bobby. Preparing to do battle. Whoops. Bobby grows up a little bit. So no pressure, Dylan. Why don't you roll us our first dice roll of the night, of the campaign? It's an initiative roll, yes. Oh, sorry. My apologies. There we go. An 8 on the die. Not particularly good, not particularly bad. Right down the middle. Okay. As uh, Tommy Two Shields is circling around with you, and he's gonna go first. Can't help but saying, "Well, Bobby, it's gonna end one way or the other. I assume you have no problem with taking this to the death, shall we? At least a place in Valhalla will wait the loser. What do you say?" All right then. So no hard feelings and all that. Ah, and he's going to wield his Gigox. Oh, I'm going to have to Google what a Skigox is. A bearded axe. Just a Viking style axe. And he swings it. And he says, "All right, Mr. Bobby, let's get this on." And the crowd all is silent as the Skigox's axe swings through you. And Bobby Longship, through the armor class of 13, yeah, it'll cut deep into you, and he slashes right across your chest as a spray of blood erupts, and you take 5 points of slashing damage. Oh, um, that is banned. Yes, because they're from what's the book? Strixhaven. You know Strixhaven spells, in particular, silvery bards. So feel free to get another spell, but I think that takes a lot of the fun out of the game, which is one of the reasons. Because natural 20s just go away. Okay, so it does hit. The spray of blood continues, and you take 5 points of slashing damage straight across the chest. And he dances back and forth, kind of throws his axe from one hand to the other. Come on, Bobby, let's see what you got. On music, let's get battle music. Getting used to new characters. Curveball right in the first round. Invoking an attack of opportunity. Well, he just swung an axe at you, so. Okay. 15. Um, he puts up his shield, and the energy dissipates off the edge of the shield. That's a miss. You'll have to do better than that, Bobby Longships. Is that all you got? You think your little finger's gonna hit me? Don't know what you're talking about, level one. Talk. And he swings his gigok, his bearded axe at you one more time, rolling an 18 and doing Yeah, another 3 points of damage as he cuts across you. And he lets out a charge. See! This is no leader. What he's got is a finger. He thinks that can lead the clan. And he acts like this. Bring it on, Bobby Longships. Where's this shit gone? There it is. Wisdom saving throw. Gets a +0 to this. And he rolls a 2. So what happens? Yay. All right. So, as you listen to whispers go in his ears, he shakes his head. No, no, no. And he dashes 30 feet, 3, 4, 5, 6, just high tails. And everybody just laughs their asses off at Bobby Longship as he's turned and ran from the battle. A battle that he was winning up to this point. And I think Vicious Mockery gives you an attack of opportunity. Pretty sure you do get an attack of opportunity. That'll hit. Just sorry, I just double checked the spell, and it does indeed provoke attacks of opportunity. So he turns his back, and you get your dagger stabbed in his back, and he recoils like, "Grr!" Then he shakes his head, turns back to Bobby. Is that all you got? And Bobby, still your turn. Do you stay where you are? Comes charging forward. Well, he's got this ability called Hurl Skegox. And so he comes forward and he just whoop, throws it overhead. And let's see, I was 18 to hit. 2 points of slashing damage. Still up, Bobby Longships. All right. And he's celebrating. All right. Don't you run away, you coward. Mm. Vicious mockery. Okay. So another wisdom saving throw. +0 to this, but it rolls a 19. Okay. And okay, says, stop running away, you coward. And uses full dash action to get right up in your grill. On he scoots up his skigox, his bearded axe on the way towards you. So he's wielding his axe again. Sure. 17 will hit. So the dagger digs into him and blood spurts out to get him right under the ribs. Call that a weapon? That's not a weapon. This is a weapon. And he swings his skigox. And it was a natural 20 for 13 points of damage. Technically speaking, he's well. Actually, well, not. He is doing this non-lethally. So he clocks you around the head, and the world goes black for you, Bobby. And you don't see this because you're blacked out. But Bobby takes your own dagger and he holds it up. You see, this arsehole's no good for anything. For drumming, and that's about it. Then he reaches into your mouth, Bobby Longships, takes your tongue, yoinks it out, and with a knife, slices out your tongue. Then he throws it into the fire as it sizzles and disappears, and that's the end of your tongue, Bobby Longship. Time passes, Bobby Longships. You're not quite sure how much time has passed, but you find yourself cold on the side of a mountain somewhere, and sitting next to you is the Volve of the clan. She's just sitting next to you. What's going through your mind at the moment, Bobby Longship? So, um, sorry, just 1 second. Uh, some technical issues here. Okay, I think that should be better. Thanks, Doug. All right. So after this disastrous battle with with Bobby, uh, yeah, you're working out. So this is right after the battle. You reach into your mouth and your tongue's not there, and you try and say something, and basically you're spitting out blood at this point. And the vole, the seer, says, "Well, I know, Bobby Longships, that you cannot speak, but I sense power in you as well. As you know, and many us have seen the battle to end all battles, Ragnarok, happening. Some people choose to ignore the signs. Some people embrace it. Some people are preparing themselves for it. And some are resigned. I do not know where your heart lies, but there are signs. There are signs of plenty on the wind and the air if you only have ears to listen to it. What I think you should do, Bobby Longships, there is a ship leaving soon, led by Rolf. I suggest you get on the ship and travel to a tower that I and others have seen in visions. Go to the tower, unlock what is there, find what is there, and return to us back at Driftball. Now, you don't know, Driftball is like a meeting every 4 years of all the clans who all come together. They form like an island almost out of their ships. And, yeah. So, Bobby, off you go. And if you play things right, get your longship, get some allies behind you, maybe you can retake the Luton clan. What does Bobby do?
That
makes sense.
It's still fresh. He's not used to it yet. But he'll like realize and be like, "Oh yeah, right." Just nod and take his leave.
You take your leave and make your way to the harbour with Hrolf and 3 other longships, heading south into the more treacherous parts of the Serpent Sea. And this is where you go. Coincidentally, all you guys will be heading down here. This is a longship that you'll be traveling on, so just so you know. Okay. We're gonna... Now, player's gonna have to help me with this. How to pronounce this one? Hyol?
Yol. Yeah.
Yol.
Yol. Just like a Y-O. Yol. Yol.
Yol. Yol. Okay, so Yol. Why don't you explain what goal looks like?
So Yol is a quite small creature. Kind of resembles effectively a rabbit with antlers, but attached to his antlers are 2 big ears. Bipedal. He doesn't run around on all 4s. He's dressed. He's kind of like a leather apron, like a craftsman's apron, with scarf and just kind of a blanket over him. Various just tools. Part of what was the Orn clan. He was found by them and was discovered to be a talented craftsman, repairsman. He's small, so he can kind of get in and out of tight spaces on a ship. He's also adept at climbing, so he can kind of get up on the hulls and where people can't normally reach without gear. He kind of makes arrows, and is kind of studying like ship weaponry. He was, kind of talked into joining an expedition via ship, so that's what he's kind of looking to do.
Just to whisper something to you.
That would be like after. I figured like that event was fairly early on in his like the very first one was when he was barely, kind of just uh barely old, not probably not even old enough to remember the first one, and then probably a couple of years since the second one, and then maybe a year or two has passed since, because the Beastborn are supposedly they only live to like 30, so 4 or 5 is effectively an adult.
Okay. So the vole of your family says, um, let's see my notes. Come here, notes. You have been an asset to our clan, Yol, the clan Orn.
Thanks, boss.
While while your, shall we say, blood is different from ours, you are arrived to us as an outsider, but you have proven yourself again and again and again. You are truly an asset to our clan, Yol.
It's good to hear. Feel like I found a little bit of purpose.
Do you... I mean, I know you don't want to talk about this, Yol, and I won't bring up anything else other than to say, is there revenge in your heart, Yol? Do you seek revenge?
I mean, I would like my home back, and if that means getting a revenge, then so be it. But I'd rather have what I feel is rightfully mine.
What is rightfully yours was taken away from you. It's going to be a problem to get it back, Yol, and
Yeah.
quite frankly, you're all promise at the moment, but nothing yet has been proven. Would that be fair to say?
Yeah. I mean, I've done my job, but that's, I haven't really done anything extraordinary.
To take back what was yours, Yol, you're going to have to do something extraordinary. Um, I feel it's only fair to ask you if you feel ready for such a task. Or do we give it a year? Give it 2 years? As you know, this winter has persisted for 3 long years, and all signs point to a Ragnarok on the horizon.
Mm.
But the
Yeah,
choice is
why
yours.
wait, I'm in.
You're in. Oh, why wait indeed? Because
Yeah.
time,
So
unfortunately.
all I got is what's on me, man.
Well, as you know, I and other Volv, other seers have seen signs of Ragnarok approaching. As you know, our clan has been raiding creatures that don't normally be raided because as the cold drives them out of their hunting grounds, harbors are frozen. I have seen a vision of a tower, Yol. A tower that is somehow misplaced. A raider called Rolf, under the guidance of other Volves like myself, is setting sail to this misplaced tower. Because all the signs, all the visions we've seen lead us to this place. It was in the treacherous south of the Serpent Sea. The journey there, even the journey, will not be safe. Are you up for this task, Yol?
If you Yeah, yeah. I If this Ragnarok is, what you say it is, then I think pretty much anybody ready is gonna have to just be ready, even if they're not ready. But I'm ready.
It's good to hear. To join up with Rolf on his boat, and I'll see you back at the. Got the name of it already. At Drift Hall, where I expect to hear signs and what you found there. Um, and I hope you can return one day. Maybe your travels will bring you back here. While your blood does not flow with the blood of the Orn, you are our brother. Go with the blessing
Appreciate
of
it.
the clan.
I will. Take care.
As you pack up your gear, your thick winter cloak, your snowshoes, your furs around your face because it is cold. Um, all the villagers come out and they watch you leave Rolf. There's no cheering, there's no clapping. There's just, I guess, stoicism as you leave and you walk. And you get a few silent nods. They respect what you're doing. They respect you. You found honor in this clan. And you join on the boat with Rolf. Um, okay. So we're going to switch our attention to... who are we switching attention to? Check my notes. To Floki. What does Floki look like, Doug?
Floki appears from a distance to be your typical kind of skinnier, taller Viking-esque, shaman-esque person. He has very dark black makeup around his eyes completely, kind of a scruffy beard going, and he looks kind of sickly. Nice big thick cloak on and medium length brown hair.
You find yourself, Floki, in a damp sea cave. You can hear the waves crashing outside, and you stop for a moment and think, you're Floki, you know what you can do, but what were you doing the last few years? And you try and scratch the inner recesses of your mind, but it's a blur. It's as if you've awoken just now, and you find yourself in this damp sea cave. What do you do, Floki? Things are confusing.
Get my bearings and gods come to me. I don't understand. Trying to attempt to pray to the gods and then kind of look up and try to get my bearings completely.
You do poke your head ahead of this damp sea cave, and you notice you're kind of at the tip of a mountain almost, and down below you you see the Serpent Sea several hundred feet below you. Have a quick glance around the cave. There's nothing here of note, just not even rotten bones, just nothing.
Oh, I looked it up, but whatever Odin is in this land, the All God. What do you require of me? Done nothing but tried to please the gods. The omens. I don't remember the omens.
Silence.
Nothing for me here. Must make my way down. Start my way down the mountain.
It's tricky. It's more You can see a way down. It's easy to go down, but there are several bits and pieces where you're kind of hanging off the side of the cliff to drop down, a few feet to the next section. And you do manage to get down with surprising ease. Those who are watching, though, Nana would see Floki kind of make his way down the mountain. It looks treacherous, it looks dangerous. There's snow, there's ice, but he does it fairly successfully. And you find yourself on the coastline of the Serpent Sea. What part of the Serpent Sea? You don't know.
I'll check my pack, and I will just take out some of my carpenter's tools, and I will attempt to recall, even though it's going to be who knows how long of a process. I'll attempt to recall in my mind if my muscle memory will just allow me to start hacking down trees and starting to build a boat.
Your memory does serve you. There are no trees around, though. It's a barren piece of coastline.
I'm just going to do the kind of stand up straight and fall completely backwards and just, oh gods, why do you torment me? Is this a test? Oh, a test indeed. Guess he'll, after a bit, he'll get up and wipe himself off and see if I can figure out the path of the waterway and start to follow it up tide or up channel.
You do find a river on the other side of the mountain, and you start following it upstream, knowing that people survive on rivers. And while this one has lots of ice flows on it, lots of bits and pieces, it eventually opens up into quite a wide harbour. And despite the size of the harbour, there's a simple fishing village there. Some simple folk.
I will just approach and greetings, friends. I seem to have lost my way up in the mountains. I beg of you, brother, may I come in for a drink?
Coming out of the cold, friend. There's nothing out there but death. Come inside and warm yourself around the fire.
Ah, praise be to the gods, my brother.
Oh, who are you? What the hell are you doing wandering out in the wilderness? Let's start with your name.
Brother, the only thing I recall is I am Floki. I was in the mountain in a cave, and I cannot recall the past years of my life. I only know my name, Floki, and I have a sense that I used to build boats.
That's unfortunate. I tell you what, in these dangerous times with talk of Ragnarok on the horizon and this blasted winter lasting for nigh on 3 years, perhaps you'd like to stay with us a while. Help us with our ships. Help us to fish the seas while we still can.
Well, I hate to be a burden, but I will help indeed if you do not mind if every now and then I make a sacrifice to the gods, that is.
What type of sacrifice?
Oh, if I catch 10 fish, maybe I take one and sacrifice a fish.
What happens to that sacrificed fish? Is it eaten?
Well, after it is unalived, we can eat it then. After its blood may flow during my prayer. Prayer.
Oh, we have no problem there. And just to be clear, if you are a burden, we'll set you free again. We expect you to carry your weight. We expect you to help us with our boats. And the instant you become a burden, we'll let you know. We'll let you go. Is that fair?
Oh, that's fair, brother. Been burdened.
Over the next 6 months, a year, you become part of the small fishing community. And like all communities, they all have seers, soothsayers, voles. And one of them takes you aside and says, Floki, you have been with us sometimes, but I have seen visions, and I can tell you, your destiny does not belong here.
does does this have anything to do with the ring on Floki's finger? So show him the signet ring.
Could be. I have consulted the fates for hours and hours and hours, trying to get to the mystery that is you. But as yet, nothing has come up. Except for one thing. Far to the south of the Serpent Sea, I've had visions of a misplaced tower. And I think it's best if you go there, find out what signs you can, maybe clues about your past, and any signs of Ragnarok approaching. There is a ship arriving soon, several ships in fact, captained by Hrolf, and he can take you to the misplaced tower, though the way will be treacherous. The southern sea is particularly vicious. But this is where I see your destiny leading you, Floki. Perhaps now.
I woke up in the mountains. Gods did not answer me. If they answer you, go I shall.
The week or so passed, and Hrolf's longships come along, and the village thanks you for your boat building ability, thanks you for you not being a burden and in fact being an asset. And you board Hrolf's longship, heading to the southern reaches of the Serpent Sea. That'll be Floki. Okay, and the next one we're going to look at is is Bjorn. Is that how you pronounce it? Bjorn?
Bjorn. Yeah.
Bjorn. Okay. So, describe what Bjorn looks like.
So Bjorn looks in his late 40s. He's grizzled, the face covered with scars, and doesn't look like a happy person at all. He looks very grim. Wearing dark clothes, armor, chain armor, but covered with dark furs. And one of the shoulder pads he has a rune, intricate rune. And yeah, he just kind of keeps to himself and stays. If you find him in a tavern, he stays like in the furthest corner, darkest corner, just slowly drinking and staring at people.
Very Strider-like.
Mm-hmm.
If we go back a little bit into Bjorn's place, we see someone who is not like this almost broken individual in the corner of a bar. We see a strong, proud, mighty warrior. What would Bjorn look like in his mighty warrior days? Just the same but healthier, musclier? What would he look like?
Yeah, but he looked more like proud of himself. He would not look like he's angry with anybody. He's emanating health and being sure of himself. that he's the great warrior hero, and his spot is in the halls of the dead, is guaranteed.
And you are. I mean, it's not just the looks. You have gone on many raids and fought valiantly without considering your own body. You just throw yourself into the front lines. And, yeah, you're doing the business. But maybe arrogance has overtaken you. And for some reason, you let a rival... gonna have to help me, guys. Scald. What does scald mean? Does anyone know?
Called is a bard, basically.
Yeah, it's like a
Bard.
It's like a bar.
Okay.
Fighting bard, I would say, I guess.
It's like halfway between a bard and a fighter.
Okay. Cool. Thank you. So after yet another raid and another victory, for some reason, perhaps, will you tell me why? Why would you keep the Scald alive?
When we were fighting, I killed a whole bunch of people to get to the shore, to the target of our objective, and then that skull just tried to block my way. First, I almost swung my sword, but then I saw it's just mere Singer, who's not even worse, bloodshed. So I just pushed him away and said, "You're not worth it," and just keep walking.
As you keep walking, you almost feel these words more than you hear them. And he says in a low, deep voice, "No death shall find you as you walk all paths across all lands, beyond and below, all living things, till the wolf rises at the forever sunset." Firstly, none of you know what a wolf is, so that's weird. Never heard of a wolf, don't know what a wolf is. And so as you hear the Skald cursing you, what do you say? What do you do?
I just say puny words from puny men.
At night, and the victory scene, you are consuming a boar, and a bone gets stuck on your throat. You start coughing violently. What do you do?
I start grabbing people, like pointing to my throat.
Get off us, you daft bastard! Just spit it out!
My eyes are bulging out. I tap on all my people who sits right by me, trying to indicate that I cannot breathe.
They're all laughing at you. But then one guy says, "I know what to do." And he just punches you hard in the stomach, which Malcolm knows you're not supposed to do. But this particular person doesn't know any better. And you double over in pain, and it almost makes things worse. And you see your face is turning blue, your eyes are bulging, you try and get out words, but none come. And death takes you. Everybody watches as you fall, and the world goes black. This was not Bjorn's destiny. His was to feast in the halls of the slain. And you've died the most inglorious death of all deaths, choking on a boar's bone. How pathetic. And you would see, or people watching the scene will see that they do mourn for the loss of Bjorn. They know that you'll be claimed by Hell and you'll be taken to the underworld. They know that no glorious afterlife in the halls of the slain will come. But you wake up the next day on the beach. Your clan is nowhere to be seen, and you instantly go to your throat where you choked on this bone, and there's no bone there, and you're alive, but you're also
Wait.
sure you died. So, what's going on?
Is this Halls of Slain? No, doesn't look like it. Where's the heroes? I shall join them in a glorious battle. And I started looking around.
Being the accomplished raider that you are, you eventually find another clan to join. And because of your arrogance, you challenge one of the warriors to a battle to the death, knowing that you would win. But you lose the battle, and you die. And you think, well, at least I can go to the halls of the slain. But you wake up again. You're not sure where. It seems as if you've died twice now, but you've come back to life. And if you die in a glorious death, like on a boar's bone, you come back to life. If you die in a glorious death, you come back to life. And this happens several more times. But you always rise again the following mornings. The following morning.
So finally, I kind of walk and just murmur all the time. I need a glorious death. Please grant me the death, gods.
You hear rumors about a ship arriving. the ship, there's 3 ships in fact, and you hear rumors that they're going to go to the southernmost reaches of the Serpent Sea, and it's a dangerous voyage, and they're following signs of Volves from Seers who you've met on your death journeys. And Hrolf's looking for clues, and I suggest you get on the ship, Bjorn, otherwise this is going to be a very short campaign for you.
Of course. Yeah, I'm looking. I just hope that either I find clues or those ships bring me to the most glorious death ever, which would guarantee my spot in Halls of Slain. I hope it will be Ragnarok.
One place that you feel you must get to, you don't know why, but it's a place called Nowhere. And Rolf informs you that while they're not going to Nowhere, they're going further south of that. You're more than welcome to journey, and once the journey's over, you can go to Nowhere, and that's where you'll part ways. That's the understanding.
Understood. Yes.
Yeah. So you join the ship, and you all sail south to the Serpent Sea. Now, now we're gonna Trishard. Is that how you say your name?
Trishard, sure.
Trishard. So Trishard's stories is a little unusual. Trishard has been on the ship. He's been a long time like a crew member of the longship that Rolf commands. And Rolf takes you aside and he says, "Wow, this is going to be a dangerous voyage. Are you sure you're up to it?"
Yeah, so Trishard, you'll see he's kind
Oh
of
yeah, sorry. Yep.
he's kind of a young lad. He still has he's probably like barely on the cusp of adulthood. He's been sort of like part of Rolf's crew ever since he was a cabin boy. He's been sailing with Rolf all his life. You know, initially sort of like he was initially of course he was starstruck with the famous raider Rolf. but over time he's become part of the crew, part of the family here. And he's still relatively young. He's trying to grow out a beard, to the mocking laughter of the rest of the crew. And he
Yeah.
tries to pretend his scruff is like some sort of a pitiful excuse for a true beard. But yeah, so he's a little worried. He's like, Prof, yes, uh, you've taught me well, and I go here so that I can gather glory for the ship and my clan. So no, yes, this is the first time I'm getting off the boat and doing stuff by myself, but I think I can do it, Captain.
Well, look, Trisha, you've grown up on this ship. I've seen you from a simple ship hand to the place of seniority. But you're still not quite there. Look, I'm gonna make some port stops. I have a bad feeling about this voyage. We got these 3 ships, they're great ships, but I got a bad feeling. And I couldn't bring myself to, quite frankly, see you perish when you're still a little green around the gills at the moment. So I think it's best if we just drop you at the port. What do you say?
But Rolf, it's how I need to repay all my debt to you for taking me in, for helping me bring glory to the clan. Without my service to the ship, I would have nothing. I need to go out there, Rolf, to prove myself to you and to the rest of the crew that all the time that you've given to me isn't just a waste. That I can be just maybe not as strong as you right now, but eventually, and that I can grow to be the proud raider that I know I can be.
Oh, you can be too, son, but I just can't help but feel today's not the day. This is a very, very dangerous voyage, but you can make me a persuasion check if you like, Trisha.
Great at those. Yeah.
No. I'm going to have to insist on this one. Oh, nice. Nice first roll of the campaign, by the way. Nice natural 1 there for a dirty 0. Fantastic.
Yep.
Roll takes you to a port along the way to the misplaced tower, and he drops you off at shore. What do you do, Trishard?
So basically I'm not on the crew right now, right? So
They're still restocking and stuff. They've said their goodbyes and they've left you with a few gold in your pocket as they restock the ships.
Yeah, for sure. I grew up on the ship. This isn't going to stop me. So I'm going to once people are not looking, I'm going to sneak back on board.
Okay, let's see your stealth check. See if you can do better than 0. Ah, there we go. So you do sneak back on the ship. The ship starts sailing for the south of the Serpent Sea. And eventually you're found by Rolf. You know, there's a fine line between bravery and stupidity, right?
I'd like to say that no, I agree, and I'd like to think I'm more on the brave side of that line. I just want to prove myself to you, Rolf.
Well,
And like the way he says Rolf is almost like the way you would say dad. It's like, I just want you to be proud of me.
alright, he scruffles your hair and says, well, you don't make it, boy. I'm never going to forgive myself, but rightly or wrongly, bravely or stupidly, you're on board this ship. And just then, a massive storm rages, and you see all 3 ships on this expedition shaking violently. But that's where we'll leave Treasured for now, on the ship. And who got this? Just Sylvie, I believe. Sylvie! What does Sylvie look like?
She is average height. She's not super tall. She's not very short. She has blonde hair, very braided and long. Is very stoic looking, very straightforward. She also, she's followed by a raven. They're just chilling. Yeah. Like,
Oh, you are alone, Sylvie, and your audio is a bit choppy. I'm not sure why that is. But you're alone, just you and your ravens. How are you surviving out here alone, Sylvie? Your game would probably help.
is this better?
Yep, that sounds good. Yep.
Okay, just let me know if you hear Dylan, because that's why I have it turned up like the way it is.
Sounds good at the moment.
Okay. Yeah, I've always survived alone. It's kind of my job, so, I hunt things in order to eat them and stay alive, but, for the most part, it's me and my birdie buds.
Every night, do you have a shelter you've constructed for yourself, or you just live day to day, cave to cave, wandering? What does life look like for Sylvie?
I kind of have like I would say I've crafted some type of lean-to shed.
Every
I
night.
live in a bird shed.
Sure. Every night, though, things, I guess, are not pleasant for Sylvie, as every night you're assailed by nightmares. Sleeping itself is difficult for you. Let me know if you need help on what these nightmares are, but I'd like you to try to describe these nightmares, Sylvie.
Okay. I have horrible nightmares about the Jotun coming, the return of the Jotun. And it is my job to basically warn people and help either prevent or fight back. But I always lose in my nightmares, no matter what I try to do, so it seems hopeless in my nightmares, at least.
And this is taking a physical toll on you. I mean, you'd like just to get a good night's sleep, but a good night's sleep never comes. When you come back from hunting, you're tired, you're exhausted, you just need to sleep. But sleep is a problem, it never comes. It never comes, you never feel well rested after your long sleep. With the only companions being your ravens. Now, weeks ago, you decided you just got to do something about these nightmares. And you start wandering to the nearest raider town. Does it really matter what it is? You see 3 ships in the harbor, and your crows go and land on one of these ships. You take it as a sign. What do you do?
I go where the ravens tell me to go. So I will, without looking for who's in charge or anything, will simply walk onto the boat or try to.
Hey! Miss, we've got a full crew. Sorry, just turn around and go back the way you came from.
I don't need to be on your crew. I just need to be on your boat.
Well, we're not some passenger ferry. Find another way.
My birds say I need to be on this boat, so.
Oh, the birds told you. Well, that makes all the difference. Piss off.
It does. I'm really glad that you understand that it makes all the difference. And I'm just gonna try to keep walking.
It's going to try and block your path. This is not Rolf, by the way.
Okay.
He's going to roll a straight D20 and roll a natural one. DM starts well. I think that was my first... Oh, no, it's an attack. There we go. So make an athletics and beat a 1. Not sure how strong Sylvie is. Is it even possible? Not with a +2. You just push your way past this sailor. And Rolf! And you see Rolf come on and say, all right, miss. Fun time's over. Off you go. Get off my ship.
Do you respect the birds?
No.
One, I mean, like as and I'm just gonna gesture towards like my flock of birds who have landed on his ship. They're telling me to be on your ship. Do you? That's important. Like that means something.
Persuasion check. And by the way, this is what Rolf looks like.
Good for him.
I like that guy.
It looks like his name would be Hrolf.
That's my dad, guys. That's my dad.
That's
As
our
if-
dad now.
It looks as if one of his eyes is... Does he have both eyes? No, he doesn't have both eyes.
Doesn't look like it.
No.
What's with all these sick-looking people around here? Y'all need to get well.
3 years of winter. It's
Eat
rough.
orange or something. Shit.
Not enough sunlight.
Yeah, scurvy.
He's
Scurvy
got
would be
scurvy. Yeah, I was
in
just
the
gonna say,
rounds.
got scurvy.
Look, miss, what's your name? Let's start there.
Sylvie.
Sylvie. Let's just say for a moment, you say these birds, they're the prophetic birds themselves. And all signs point to the fates telling you to join this voyage. If all that was true, that's still not good enough for me. I'm not a passenger ferry. What can you offer, Sylvie?
I can row your boat. I can also punch things very, very well. I live by myself. I don't have a clan, and I've lived to be this long, so clearly I can handle myself.
Me.
Hit you?
Did I fucking stutter?
Your audio did, but now I know what you said.
Yeah, he's asking you to hit him. And he just dodges effortlessly out the way.
Yeah.
So, you know, warrior, what else have you got to offer? And that was a particularly shitty roll, Sylvie, but from his perspective,
Yeah, it
very
was.
useless.
I'm not super useless. I mean, like I said, I'm good with manual labor. I can row. I can be an oarsman. I can cook, but I won't clean.
It's Sylvie. You're gonna start on the lowest rung of my crew. And you won't be cooking. You'll be scrubbing. You'll be emptying out chamber pots. You'll be doing all the dirty work on this ship. If that is not acceptable to you, then turn your ass around and get off my ship.
I've done dirtier work, and I'm just gonna walk onto the ship.
So people give you... they're ignoring you. I mean, there's a hierarchy here, and you've just walked onto this ship, and for some reason, Rolf, I like saying Rolf, lets you on. And And now, we'll go back to where we started, with everybody on the ship. We have Sylvie scrubbing the decks, emptying chamber pots, Yol, Trishard, Bobby, Floki, and Bjorn, all doing their various things. Okay. And as you I'll just mention the last bit of the text I read at the start. So as you approach the dangerous southern reaches of the Serpent Sea, 2 of the 3 ships have already been lost. Countless men and women have drowned, swept overboard by this violent weather. Yet still you continue on. Rolf insists you shall reach the tower in a day, 2 at most. But notes. The further south you go, fog covers the Serpent Sea, so much thicker than in previous year, swollen with cold moisture and rolling across the water. The fog hides the great mountains to the north. It hides the moon, and during the day it even mutes the sun itself. And there is the endless chop, chop, chop as the waters of the sea pound the sides of your ship, and the murmured conversation of the crew. You all watch the waters carefully for signs of other serpents. Only the head remains of one Rolf slew yesterday. The great hero leads against the figurehead of his ship, upon which he has nailed the sea creature's head. The wind tosses Rolf's brown hair, and it tugs as a scruffy beard as he stares out to sea. Now, let's switch back to Bobby. Remember from your clan here, someone called Scopy. And he takes you aside. I was going to have a conversation, but then Malcolm remembers Bobby's got no tongue. Can Bobby write?
Mm-hmm. Sorry. Yes.
So, is this his default means of slow communication?
What is
Writing.
writing? I mean, if people really need to hear something that badly from him,
Okay.
he is going to attempt to, limit what he discusses to important things to communicate, like danger that way, fish here, like
Sure.
which he's going to develop a series of clicks and whistles for.
Okay, but just you don't keep a pad near just to communicate. You're embracing the silent type.
Find whatever's nearby, yeah, and gesture as best I can.
Scopy. So Scopy says, well, Bobby Longships. I'm not sure if we could Bobby. And I'm sure she'll Bobby the quiet. But as you know, the Halharn is another clan of which Rolf is a member of. We don't see eye to eye on many things. But we've been brought together by these visions from the Yol. I think Ragnarok is indeed approaching. And this is best to be prepared. And that's why I'm on this voyage. Maybe there are bigger things than petty clan rivalries between Jarl and us, the Lutan. So, what do you think? Bobby? I'm not sure how you can express yourself, but what do you think of this working together? Good, bad?
Just gonna grunt an affirmation and gonna gesture between us and make like a small gesture with my hands, and then gesture to everyone on the ship and make a big gesture on the hands. Try to convey, like, our clan, just a small amount of people, but this, what we're doing, is about everybody.
Scopey nods and says, yeah. I hear what you're not saying. There's disagree,
Clap
but
him on the shoulder and nod.
okay. And also, Rolf comes up to his son and says, Trishard. Trishard! We got a bunch of new people on the ship. What do you think of them? What do you think of that guy with no tongue? Got any sense out of him?
It's hard to say. They seem.
That's funny, because it's hard for him to say. Nah!
It is.
Yeah.
It's hard to say.
Yeah. He looks honestly, Rolf, they all kind of look like they're a few meals short of a full day, if you get what I'm saying. They all look kind of sick.
Not a lot of, means we're arriving on fish, and that's about it. Not what I'd call a balanced diet. As you know, we've got some members of the Lutan clan here. We got Scopey and old Bobby the Silent. Now, as I've taught you, lad, it's best to put these petty squabbles around us, particularly as Ragnarok. So, try not to be the self-righteous type around them, alright? Just give them space if you need to. I know we've got history with them. But don't be an arsehole is what I'm saying.
Oh, no, I won't be, Captain. They all look like they've got their own things going on. I just want to make sure that our expedition is successful. So you can count on me to keep the peace.
Maybe you're not quite as green around the gills as I thought you were. And Rolf goes back to running the ship. I'll say this is before the big storm hits, but the big storm will hit. Yo! There's also a member of the clan of the Orn here. Her name is Runa, and she's an elfin rainer of the clan Orn. Runa sits you aside and says, So, yo, what do you think of this expedition?
What's the weather look like right now? Is it like
It's okay, but bad
does it
weather's
look-
approaching.
Yeah.
Bad weather's approaching.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's been all right so far, but if these people are saying they got bad feelings and storms and whatnot, so just trying to make sure everything's in tip-top shape,
Storms are one thing, and judging by what's approaching is gonna get bad quicker, but I think things are even gonna get worse. What do you make of all this Ragnarok prophecy? Do you think it's true? Do you think it's gonna happen? And if it is gonna happen, do you think we can survive it?
I mean, I'm not really entirely sure what to think of, prophecies and whatnot. I haven't really seen it, any real evidence of it, but who am I to say,
Yet here you are on the advice of Evolve to be here.
Yeah, weirder things have happened, I guess. Maybe not. Maybe the weird thing's gonna happen.
Some say that Ragnarok will see a literal serpent consume the world. What do you make of that, Jarl?
I mean, I hope there's nothing really out there that's big enough to, eat the world. I I I hope there's no big serpent that's really just willing to eat me. To be totally honest, but you know, um, I think people find a way.
I think old Rolf did a good thing and, stapled that serpent to the prow of the boat, saying the proverbial F you to Ragnarok. I'm not sure that's what his meaning was, but I think that's how I read it.
Well, I think he'd want to, just be defiant. Raise his fist.
I don't know if we'll survive Ragnarok or not, but I know one thing for sure. We'll definitely won't survive unless the clans can unite. And I'm optimistic about that.
Yeah, I'm hoping maybe being on neutral grounds or something might, get everybody to put their shit together. But yeah, I, we know what the kids say. You only YOLO once, so.
Well,
But you only YOLO once?
Yeah.
oh, lol, YOLO. There we go.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, so working together, I think, is the only way to we're going to survive Ragnarok. Just know for a fact that if we don't, well, we're all screwed.
I think these ships can do with a little bit of upgrades myself, personally.
And she goes back to carving wood as this massive storm approaches. Bjorn.
Yes.
There is a representative that joined you on this voyage as well. He is a human, and he approaches you, Bjorn, and says, "Oh, here we are following prophecies again. Ragnarok's approaching. What do you make of this whole prophecy, this whole end of the world nonsense?"
That nonsense can't come soon enough. We will battle.
You're truly a nettle at heart. Minai, we're a hardy clan. We've been together for centuries. I can't say we've faced worse things than the ends of the world, but we've faced some pretty hard shit. But we're hardy people. I know we'll survive. Maybe the other clans won't, but we'll survive.
We will survive. All will die gloriously.
That's the spirit. Whores of the slain, right? None of this
Exactly.
going to the underworld bullshit. Alright, so you and me, let's stick together. Clan Nettle has survived worse than this. Well, not worse than this, but pretty hard shit. We're hardy. We're going to survive with this. So I'm not going to take this prophecy one way or the other, but I know we're going to survive.
We will do what needs to be done. And our clan will prevail.
As Bobby Longships goes to a chamber pot that Sylvie is about to clean up afterwards, why don't the rest of us in the room will take a short break and we'll get into the meat of it. So let's take a short break, guys.
Right.
And we'll be back. Okay, see you guys in a bit. Okay. So, yeah. Things have gone bad on the ship. Um, this one. So, the roar of the am I getting an echo? Is there an echo there? Sounded like a sec. Okay, the roar of thunder jostles you. For a moment, there is a green aurora, momently suspended above the great inner mountains, and then darkness. Suddenly, lightning strikes and carve the sky, illuminating the horizon again and again and again. You hardly have time to make sense of it, any of it, because the longship is violently thrashed by wind and wave. A cold rain slanting sideways pummels you. You use the oar bench to brace yourself just as you see the ship's banner painted deep purple representing the Volve just fly away. And you watch in horror as the two ships that are accompanying you, they can't handle it and they sink. And by sheer dumb luck, you happen to be on the ship that's captained by Hrolf, and you feel that Hrolf's leadership is the only thing saving you from quite frankly, a life in hell. This is not a glorious death. This is a non-glorious death, so that's bad.
Quick question.
Yep.
So I have from the Royal Air, I have this, so if I see anybody die, I get inspiration.
You hit that. You have inspiration.
Hell yeah.
No, you don't. You have double inspiration, and everybody
Let's
has
go.
1 inspiration. I'm breaking the rules of D&D, so Hjol, you have 2 points of inspiration. Just
Hey,
to
get
start
that.
you off with a one. So, but everybody starts with a point of the inspiration,
It's my entitlement.
and feel free to remind me because I'm particularly bad at giving away inspiration. So if you think something is inspiration worthy, let me know.
Do we all get one? Malcolm,
You all
just
get-
to double check.
You all get 1. Hjol gets 2.
Right.
And as these almost horizontal winds are just boom, slamming into the side of the ship, I need everybody on board, including all of you guys, to make me an acrobatics check.
Any way to acrobatic? That's what you said.
Oh, pretty good. Roll over to Dylan. Oh, Bjorn, not good. And Bobby Longships.
That-
Okay,
Your second bad ending.
I'm going to roll a d20. On an even, it's Bobby. Even, it's Bobby. So as you're about to fly over the side of the ship, Bobby Longships, maybe letting out a guttural roar. Sorry, just need to do one quick thing. Just a sec. Sorry about that. I turned off my dad's air compressor, which was recharging itself, driving everybody nuts. Okay, alright, so Bobby Longships, as you're thrown overboard violently, Rolf sends out a big hand and grabs you and pulls you back onto the ship. Bjorn, You're thrown over side of the ship. This could be bad. So you watch in horror as the hand goes out, grabs Bobby, throws him back on board, and Rolf, out of desperation, tries to grab Bjorn, but slips out of his fingers and lands into the water. What do you guys do?
Do we see him go over?
Going to
Yeah.
I grew up among ships. I can probably save them, so I'm gonna go ahead and try to like grab him from when he flew overboard. I'm just going to go into the water and try to grab him.
I would probably look around for like a rope or
Yeah,
something
yeah.
I can
Like I
toss
said,
to them, like a life.
So,
if they
yeah,
have,
I'll hold on to a rope and then like tie it around my waist and
Huh?
then just dive in after him.
Okay.
I will. I'm gonna join him on that. I'm gonna tie a rope around me and go to Sylvie. Hold, fill me in. Me dive in. Wee.
Oh my god.
And
Yeah,
I
I'll
just
grab
jump right
the
in.
rope and hope to catch the insane man.
So we have Sylvie
And
has got Floki on a rope, and we have who's helping?
I can also cling to
Trisha?
the side of
Yeah,
the ship if
Trisha
that will
will-
help in any way.
Yeah, Trishard will have. He knows his way around the ship. He'll have. Knotted it around like the mast, so that.
Oh, sure.
So that there's I can be pulled back, so it's anchored on the mast, and then I just jump in, try
Okay.
to grab.
So-
Uh,
so
And
it's
I
really-
whispered you
and also
something.
I have one more thing too.
Sure.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I see what you
No, I-
whispered, Floki. Got it.
So I want to just take like a copper coin and with like magical tinkering, I can make it shed bright light in a 5-foot radius. And I want to just throw that out and try to give them some light.
Okay.
in,
Yeah,
water.
it does help. I mean, as I said before, thick fog, so it kind of illuminates an area, so that's good. But Floki, Floki, you jump over the side of the ship, with Sylvie desperately holding on to one end of the rope, and Treshard, being prepared ship hand perhaps, he gets the rope from the mast and just throws them both overboard. I need you both to make me acrobatics check, Floki and Treshard.
oh no.
Oh.
I'll use DM's inspiration.
I was gonna say, you'll have that.
Sure.
Yeah. Can I take the 18 or do
Sure.
I need to reroll?
Sure. So Floki and Trishard, you both jump over the top. You both. Okay, Bjorn, what do you do as you land in the water? Maybe we should start there.
Yeah, I try to keep my surroundings situated so not to lose the ship in the heavy fog, and I try to swim towards it.
Make me an athletics
Are you in,
check
like,
at
heavy armor,
disadvantage.
or-
Oh, that's
I am in
interesting.
armor, so I don't know how we want to do this. I assume I was in armor.
Mechanically, rules as written, armor has no effect on swimming. So
Okay.
we'll go with the rules as written at the moment. But Bjorn, regardless, it's a difficult swim. Athletics at disadvantage.
Alright, athletics. Not sure how to roll disadvantage, so I'll roll twice.
A 12 and an 11. So you're slowly drifting away from the ship. It's hard to fight the currents. But
Alright.
then Trishard and Floki land right next to you on ropes. I'm going to have to do something quick. So Floki, Trishard, you're right next to him. Bjorn, what do you all do?
I take some of the slack in the rope and loop it around him and tie him onto me.
Yeah, and then we'll probably join each other. Like we'll probably help each other to try to drag Bjorn's clearly incapable body into.
Okay.
Not your time, friend. Not your time.
Ugh.
Now for
It's
reasons
never my time.
that I think Floki would appreciate. Can you make me an athletics, just a straight roll? But I'm going to ask Trishard to roll at a disadvantage.
I rolled disadvantage. Athletics, you said?
Yep, and Floki can just roll straight.
Oh, wow.
Okay, for a -1, 14's good.
It is. Okay, just a sec.
Trishard's a healthy boy. He is not sickly like the half of the rest of the crew.
Get your vitamins.
Okay. Just whispering something to a player. Okay, so with those excellent rolls, particularly by Trishard at his disadvantage, what did you roll on? 18 and a 19 at a disadvantage. Whatever. That's a great roll. Floki not so
Quick
good,
question.
but yep.
Would it help? It would obviously help. You said it's like super foggy. If they can see each other better, it would help.
Hurt.
All right, I'm gonna yell out if I can. Just don't resist, and I'll cast fairy fire and try to just light them all up.
Okay, good idea. So you all get I mean, it is hard to see in the chopping water, the horizontal rain, the fog. It is all making it very, very difficult to see each other. But you'll cast the good old fairy fire, and you'll get lit up. I assume you don't resist.
Floki acknowledges him by not really listening to what he says, even though it's his passive. He heard it for sure, and he just tries to convince everybody it was the gods doing. The gods are on our side. Gods help! Gods help!
Just looking at your passive perceptions for the first time. Oh, Trishard, 16, Floki, 15. Pretty good for level 1s. Okay, so you'll get lit up. And, yeah, so now you've got hold of Bjorn, who went in the water, with Trishard and Floki holding on to him, and you're getting dragged behind the boat. You're almost like a skiing, almost being dragged behind the boat. What do you do?
I guess I'll
Yeah.
go ahead and
Yeah, we'll try to
Start pulling.
paddle getting there as fast as possible.
Sure. And Sylvie, you were saying something?
Yeah, I'll start pulling.
Okay, make an athletics check, Sylvie. Let's see how strong you are. Yeah, so you start pulling and pulling and pulling, and you've got Floki at the end of your rope.
Mhm.
Floki, you get a firm hold of Bjorn, and you pull him back, and eventually, against all odds, Bjorn, Floki, you look like drowned rats as you're pulled up onto the shore. Once Sylvie's kind of, in a very real sense, proving her worth to the crew by doing this heroic act. The crew kind of puts down a net and then helps you get on board. I'm going to say that Floki and Bjorn take a point of exhaustion, and Trishard too, for that matter. I mean, I don't know if you ever guys been in cold water. I was at a camp once, and man, it just sucks the life out of you really, really quickly. So I think the point of exhaustion is fair for everybody who is in the water.
Yep.
Okay, so you get aboard. There's still Trishard there. Kind of Bjorn got pulled out of your grip and was taken up, and you're kind of happy to let him go. Can you make me...
I'm more used to. Yeah, I'm more used to this, so better the landlubbers get done first.
Trishard, make me a athletics at disadvantage.
Oh no.
Oh.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Oh.
So you start pulling on the ropes hand over hand. Despite your well-calloused hands, you feel the callus on the palm of your hands kind of being ripped off. And you slip backwards. And you remember tying the rope around you, but the rope has slipped off. And you all watch as Trisha Bob struggles on the surface for a bit, and he's now like 60, 70 feet beyond the ship as the current is taking him away.
Oh, there's still one out there.
I'm fine. Everything's fine.
Cold. Too cold for Floki. Somebody else next.
I'll light a torch and make sure you can see the ship. I can't really do anything in the water.
Make a perception check, Dreshard, at disadvantage to see if you can at least see where the ship is with this. Very much a candle in the wind.
Does this ship have lifeboats?
Yeah, there like dinghy or something attached on the side? Or
The Titanic.
Trishard, perception at disadvantage. We'll start there.
Well, with one level of exhaustion, everything's at disadvantage.
Oh, that's true.
So.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Yeah, one level of exhaustion.
10.
Take away that natural 20. Yeah, you don't see anything.
So, question before he drifts any further away. He's about 70 feet behind the boat, you said now. How
Yep.
far is he from the tip of the rope that he let go of?
Let's see. Well, the rope was 50 feet, so I guess 20 feet away from the end of the rope, but drifting away rapidly.
This is a long shot, but could I maybe entangle the end of the rope and his wrist? Because that's exactly 20 feet.
Spring reeds and vines sprout from.
It's not the ground, though.
Oh yeah, it's not the ground.
Unless it's coming up from the ocean floor.
I have another long shot, maybe. I don't know. If I can, like, tie a rope to a crossbow bolt and try to fire it out to him.
And just shoot him right in the chest.
I'm not trying to harpoon him, but I mean, if that means getting him back on the ship, then...
Okay,
is there a harpoon on this ship?
Now, rules as... no harpoon. Rules as written, entangle is only for ground and... But we can flavour it up a bit. What do I say, Bobby Longships? Make an Arcana check at disadvantage. As you're trying to do the seaweed. Seaweed grasping vines.
Not bad for disadvantage.
Not bad.
Grasping
Make
kelp.
Make another athletics check at disadvantage, Trisha.
Can I insert?
Nine.
Come on.
That's
Do you have
2 crits
inspiration?
already that have gotten murdered by disadvantage.
The grasping
Are
vines.
we able to?
Well, but we'll just do let me describe the grasping vines, and then we'll get into the other stuff. So the grasping vines, the seaweed comes up from the kelp and the seaweed, and it goes to grasp you. And maybe Trisha isn't the smartest person in the world and thinks, seaweed, that's the last thing I need. And he slaps it away. And we can't assist Trisha with an athletics because he's off in the ocean. Somebody was going to fire crossbow.
Well, if I can attach a rope to one and fire it out to him,
You can certainly try.
I will try.
I was gonna try to inspire him, but he's too far away. I can inspire the people shooting a crossbow at him, though.
Sure.
I'll take it.
Bobby will start beating the drum. Inspirational, intense.
I like it.
boss
I
fight
like it.
drum beat.
I'm going to have to get some drum sounds for your bardic inspiration because I've got guitars and that's not Bobby's style.
Plus...
Six, a D6.
My AC is 15.
Roll damage on the crossbow bolt.
That nearly knocked me out. Alright.
That's more than
So
your
I
hit
take
points.
No. I'm at 30. So do I take the damage, Malcolm?
Yep.
Alright. I am at 2.
The good news is that there's a crossbow bolt lodged into you, and as you fire the crossbow, the rope just sails away off. It's a 50-foot rope and he's 70 feet away.
Oh, did we not tie it to anything first?
I don't know. Did you, Yoel? Maybe I'm misunderstanding what you're trying to do.
Well, I was trying to shoot the rope out to him.
While being attached to the ship?
Well, to try to get him to grab
two lengths
something.
of rope tied together.
The problem is that he's 70 feet away and you have a 50-foot range and the rope is 50 foot long.
Oh.
If someone else also had rope, could we have tied those together to make it 100 feet?
Sure, Upside, since this is your idea, Bobby, why don't you make a survival check as you frantically tie the ropes together?
Okay.
Man, I have...
Uh-oh.
You have
Frantically.
inspiration.
Oh, yep. Do you want to burn your inspiration, Bobby?
Sure.
Okay. Inspiration always goes first session. Oh!
Hey, look at that.
Oh
Wow.
my god.
Time to change dice.
So the arrow, the crossbow bow comes in, slams you right into the chest, and you feel the rope, and you start pulling yourself back, and just exhaustion. Take another point of exhaustion.
If
Trisha.
okay. Question. If I have a climbing speed and I'm a small creature, can I climb over a rope?
Are you small mechanically or tiny mechanically?
Yes, I am small. I am a small creature.
You can certainly try.
Guys, I'm gonna try to go after him. I'm gonna try to climb on the rope.
Wait, you just rope
I have
walk?
I have a climbing speed. I have a 30-foot climbing speed, if that helps.
Yeah,
I gave myself a climbing speed with my Beastborn thing.
Okay. So as this little beastborn goes out, make me an acrobatics check. I mean, like a spider. Ah! So you climb out along the rope very bravely. It's almost taut now between a line between Yoel and the ship. There's a nice taut line. And, sorry, I'm still getting used to names. Trishard, you start climbing up the rope, exhaustion over top of you, and you get to about halfway, and the knot that Bobby Longships does breaks, and whoosh, you drift further away. Your only hope, it seems now, is in the hands of Yoel, but you're at the end of the rope and you see Bobby just disappearing. Arrow bolts, a bolt still embedded in his chest.
Bobby.
Not Bobby.
Oh, sorry.
Not
Trishard.
Yep.
I have my own rope. Can I toss that out? Well, I guess I would probably.
You can certainly try.
Yeah.
Making. See, you're on a rope in violent winds, and you're trying to throw your rope. I'll say this is just brute strength of this thing. There's no subtle way you can do that, and it's hard. Make me an athletics check at disadvantage, Yoel.
Right.
And short. Bobby Longship. Not Bobby, sorry. Trishard. As you see, Yoel desperately trying to save you, but it's just not working. The waters take you. And what are Trishard's final thoughts as he sinks to the bottom of the ocean?
I just hope Hjorn doesn't take this too hard. This was my decision, and the ship will go on.
The ship does go on. Someone lost. That's right, guys. Someone's died in the first session of a campaign. That's got to be a record. You guys do?
I don't even know what to say.
Is he just currently drowning, or is he dead?
He did.
He be dead.
Okay.
Happy dead.
Man is off in a
That's-
very violent storm, sinking to the bottom. Desperate attempts to save him hasn't worked, so...
Yeah, you just see like
wondering.
a small pool of blood on the spot of the ocean where I fell into the depths.
I guess
It's
we just,
even worse than
Peace
that.
with the gods, with the gods. He fought his battle.
Most people think he's in hell now.
Yeah, it's not a glorious death.
No, he fought against element. It is glorious. He is fine. Dine with gods, dine with gods.
I don't
I
know.
actually think from reading the book, if he drowned, he turns into a snake.
Yeah, I think I turned into a zombie.
Yeah, if you die of disease, you go to hell. If you drown, you turn into a sea serpent.
Yeah,
I
there
think
we
you
go.
made that up.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
I didn't. It's from the book.
Hmm.
Yeah, the worst of all deaths is to fall into the sea. Otherwise, they become corpse food for the great serpent that lives in the deepest waters of the sea and are denied an afterlife entirely. Instead, they return as smaller sea snakes that are known to foul fisher nets or drag children from the seashore.
Wow.
Oh my god.
I have the book in front of me, so good news, guys. I'm a sea snake.
Go get them
Fisher,
children.
the friendly serpent that follows our boat around.
Oh no.
He's now the mascot of our boat.
I guess. I would immediately try to pull Yol back.
It's you only take a point of exhaustion. That's the worst of it. But Sylvie, you do manage to bring him back on ship.
Couldn't get him. The fucking rope gave out. Yeah, he just sunk.
With the gods he is.
Or the crew on this one remaining ship, they just seem impassive. I mean, they had got to know Trishard over a lifetime, it seemed. Trishard was in role since he was 8-9 years old, and now he's just gone, and you're surprising how impassive the crew is. About the business, and quite frankly, there is business to go about. The storm is still raging.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go down and check the bottom of the ship, see if there's any leaks.
Or there are leaks, but
Yeah.
people are
Start
working on
mending.
it. Yeah,
Yeah,
Yes,
I'll try to help with leaks as well,
sure.
if possible.
Sylvie, what's Sylvie doing?
I think I'm gonna tie some stuff down, make sure nothing else goes overboard.
Sure. Bobby? What's Bobby doing? Practicing
just
his
gonna beat
knots?
no, I'm gonna beat the drum to the oars
Sure.
as we're rowing and be somber.
The
The,
storm.
Bellow out a funeral tune with the whole throat singing, Mongolian style.
And you see, people are kind of connecting with your song, Bobby, while they're very much engulfed by the task of staying alive. They know that their old friend Trishard is dead. And you see, as you pick up the beat and the rhythm, people start, humming along with your funeral dirge, we'll call it. It seems appropriate. But the storm persists for what seems like hours, but is probably no more than 10 or 15 minutes. Even as the wind and lightning relent, the rain still drizzles downward, offering little respite. Only one long ship remains, and as you help on the board, you see on this horizon streaks of multicolored lights filling the sky. Greens and yellows and reds and subtle blues. An aurora. Rolf, weary looking, his beard matted and soaked, smiles grimly. He holds a drinking horn and pours a measure of mead into the waters. An offering to you, Trishard, my brave friend. May fate intervene and keep you from the serpent clutches. Skull! And many of his crew join in their cry. A few hours after the storm, waves continue to battle the longships and spray cold water everywhere. Despite it being daytime, the gloomy grey clouds obscure the sun. Just gonna switch you back over here for a second. And let me grab from over here.
We're not getting Tommy Two Shields, are we, as a replacement?
Oh, not.
I'm Tommy Two Shield now.
No.
This is Rolf. Here, I'll put his name on. Now, Rolf is off here near the front of the ship steering things. So let's notice some approximate positions here. Here's the front of the ship. Here's the back of the ship. Feel free to place yourselves in approximate locations.
Loki would kind of be up hugging if it's the typical what we see in movies Viking ship with the dragon mask kind of up hugging on the mast, like, you know,
Sure.
haunting the waves. Like, is this all you have for me, God?
Was this like an event in the sky that he was seeing, or
That's not an aurora.
or is it just yeah? I'll be up climb up the mast a little bit,
Sure.
or up the little crow's nest.
Sure. And the need look out. It's a scary position, but roll. You're doing a good job.
Probably the only one here with dark vision too. So there we go.
There we go.
Bjorn will be in the back.
Floki has dark vision.
Move you all the way to the back over there, Brian. And what about Bobby and Sylvie? Where are they hanging out? And there is a below deck as well if you want to go below deck. It's up to you.
Usually around the base of the mast.
So we'll say the mast is right there at 5E, and we'll put you up there at being on the lookout. Yep. And Sylvie, towards the back.
Yeah, I'm chilling with my birds.
Okay, we should get some tokens for your birds. You want to do some AI stuff with some ravens? And I'll add them in. And just do it with a white background if you wouldn't mind. It just makes tokenizing a bit easier for me. Okay. Just a sec. So I'm going to say only Floki is going to notice this initially, because Floki has a good passive perception, and Floki is right in front where this thing is going to happen. You notice two people, two crew members who kept to themselves, not doing much of anything.
How long has it been since Trisher died? Was that the same day or?
Same day. So exhaustion is still there. Yeah. So he's still exhausted. And these two raiders, now that the storm's passed, they draw their swords and they go and attack Rolf. Can we all roll initiative, please?
Roll for initiative.
Do I get like a surprise round with them since I noticed?
Ish.
And keep in mind, guys, we're at disadvantage for those of us with exhaustion because initiative is an ability check.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Initiative is disadvantage.
So 6 for burn.
Oh, 6. Nice. I'm going to say... Where are you? Floki in the initiative. Did you get your initiative come through?
I did, but my 13, because it was disadvantage, it didn't register, so I'll redo it there. 13. I'm in there now.
Sorry, what was the answer to what day it is? Is it the same day?
Same
Yeah.
day.
Yeah, it's still
So,
Sunday.
exhaustion level, spell slots, anything like that.
Right.
Hey, what? Oh, we'll do it this way. I'm going to break some rules again. What did you roll, Floki? 13?
Yeah, 13 with disadvantage.
I'm going to give you a natural 1, so you can have a turn at the end of the round. How's that? No. Maybe 13, and you can act after the raiders go.
Okay, cool.
Okay. So Rolf doesn't see this coming at all. These guys' swords, and they're going to attack at advantage with a surprise round. They get their... What's it called again? Their Skeggox. And at advantage, they just slash across the back of Rolf. Once with a 19, twice with an 11, so one of them hits. Rolf roars back. Damn it! What the fuck, guys? And as they both attack at advantage, Floki, you can go now, and then we're going to go into a normal initiative order. You're hanging on the masthead, I think you said?
Yes. I'll use two arms. Traitors among us. Protect Rolf. I'll just this guy here fire with a I got a hand crossbow. Give it a little pew pew.
Now that the winds have died down, you can just roll it normally. And the high winds would be disadvantaged, but you can roll normally.
Yeah, well, no, that's fine. I have I renamed something. How far away are they from me, Malcolm?
I would say 30 feet. I mean, this is
Okay.
theater of the mind type stuff. Yeah.
Let me whisper something to you.
Sure.
Because of two-weapon fighting, I already used my action. Can I use this as a bonus action or no?
Let me read it. So you're saying you've got the two-weapon fighting style, is that right?
Well, just actions in combat is just normal. You can when you ever take the attack action, attack with a light melee weapon that you're holding in one hand, you can use a bonus action to attack with a different light melee weapon. So I'm wondering if that qualifies, since it was a hand crossbow I attacked with.
The hand crossbow has a loading property.
It's...
No, it's nothing to do with the hand crossbow.
Yes, this is nothing to do with the hand crossbow.
Okay.
Why don't you just attack
Then-
with your hand crossbow, and we'll take that as your roll for this attack, or maybe a melee attack,
Sure.
just to make a melee attack.
I'll get close to this one here then, climb down the mast.
That hits. Roll damage.
Okay. I don't think I get the plus, right?
No, you just
Dang
get D4. You get 4 points
Okay,
of
so
damage.
4. Ignore that. Nobody's seen that.
Well, I don't know. Well, I'd say Trishard would see it, but no one notices it. Not even Sylvie. Well, explain what it looks like, though, for those who see it. You jump up and bite him? Is that right?
Yeah, basically, Floki just kind of like spider monkey. I'm gonna get you.
Yep, so let's ignore what that is. Bobby! You're 60 feet away from what's happening. What do you do?
Oh boy. I
Would-
reckon
never
then
mind.
I'll dashy dash to get over to the folks.
Okay, so dashing along the slippery ship of the surface of the ship, you dash over there, but you're not quite quick enough to do anything.
Okay.
And you hear one of the raiders, or Bobby and Floki at least, saying, "The Volves are not the only one who sees the future." And he swings his Gigox and rolls a 21. Cuts deeply into Rolf, who takes 3 points of damage. Floki,
Rolf get his
quicker.
turn.
Did Rolf get his turn? Rolf did not get his turn. Rolf is going to do cool stuff because he's got cool stuff. Let's have a look. Swings with his warhammer, clocking the head across the raider, doing 5 points of damage. And he swings his warhammer again, two-handed, but he misses this time. And yep, that's his turn. He swings once, hits, swings twice. To aid me, men! I'm under attack! Floki, you're right up there. What do you do?
Loki was already here. I seen. Me help. Me help.
Sylvia got 14.
Sylvie.
Oh yeah.
Sorry. The jigger and poetry. Sylvie, what do you do? You're right at the other end of the ship.
Yeah, okay.
So 120 feet
no way.
away. I mean, this is
Yeah.
theater of the mind. You're a long way away.
That's dashing, so I'll get to there.
It's again theater of the mind. You start at 120 feet away, so you can get halfway there with a dash action.
Okay, so I'll get like here-ish.
Sure, so that's halfway.
Yeah. That yeah, that's it.
Okay, cool. Dashing. Now Floki. Luckily, or unluckily, depending on how you're looking, you're right up front there. What do you do?
We're gonna take out 2 daggers and we'll do a swing and a swing on this guy here.
So the first one is your main hand. Second one will be your offhand.
Yep. First one, I named him, so let's see what this one does. I am going to add +4 to that, Malcolm, because of the damage I did. So that's going to be an 18.
18 hits. He puts up his shield. Here's another word of the day. Gambeson. That's the armor he's wearing.
So 18 did hit, you said?
Viking padded armor. 18 does hit.
Okay, cool. So it's going to be this and some sneak because I think Haraf is an ally, yes?
Yeah, of course he is.
12?
Yeah. 12 points of damage. It takes him down, but not enough to kill him.
And we'll come back around with the second dagger called Treachery.
Treachery hits. Ugh.
And no bonus, so max roll, another 4 points of damage.
How do you dagger this guy to death?
Floki just, the first one stabs right between the ribs, and then he kind of dances around, and when he's behind him and the guy's kind of leaning over, just slits the throat. For the gods, my sacrifice, you taste good too.
As he goes down, Rolf says, "Keep this one alive. I have questions for him."
And then I'll climb back up the mast. Or the front, not the mast, but the front of the ship.
Sure. Yoel, up on the crow's nest. What do you do?
All right. Well, he I'll just take a non-lethal crossbow shot at him.
I can't do that. Only melee attacks can be non-lethal.
Oh. Alright, well, I'll try to soften him up with a firebolt then.
Sure.
And I'll use one of my inspirations.
One of your inspirations. Yeah, turns out it's hard to shoot from the top of a crow's nest. The firebolt just goes wide and just dissipates into the thin mist of the rain. That's a miss.
Yeah, I'll climb down the pole a little bit.
So we see you're right beside Sylvie as you go down. Yeah, still I think
Yeah, that's it.
the key thing to note is the damage must be melee. So you can't firebolt someone to death and all that good stuff. Okay, go, Bjorn!
Bjorn,
The other way.
Did
Other side of the ship.
he? Yep. Did he? Would he be able to hear not to kill?
Your passive perception is crap. I'm going to say no.
It is. All right. So then, then Bjorn moves 30 feet just to get closer. So I'll put him here,
Sure.
and then I'll shoot using crossbow at remaining assailant.
Okay.
I'm not dashing. I'm just moving normal speed.
Sure.
And I think it's disadvantage, right? Since I'm exhausted.
Yeah, I was waiting to see the crossbow light.
Well,
Yes,
if
it would be
you're-
disadvantage.
Not from exhaustion, but if you're more than 80 feet, I think.
Regardless, it's a fantastic shot. That hits.
Alright. A whole 3 points of damage.
I don't know if you wanted to kill him or not, because you don't. The arrow sinks deeply into his back.
Alright.
That raider is dead. Okay, whoa. And he is going to swing. Okay. It's his warhammer out, swings it once. Rolls a 13. The guy puts up his shield and a ching bounces off it. Swings his warhammer again. And rolls an 8. Just tank. He's too furious. Bobby! Do something! Don't
Bobbert.
kill him.
Dang. I can't,
When I'm alive. Sleep? Okay, roll 5d8. So he's got 5 hit points, so no matter what you roll,
There we go.
he flips and goes to sleep.
Must not come out. Only sleep short time.
Keep your hands off him. Bobby, saw that shit knot you tied the other thing. Try tying up this one. See if all that practice you've done has done any good. Bobby?
Do I need to roll that?
Yeah, you need to roll a survival. You all tie him up. It's just a matter of how good you do it. Yeah, it's a better job that indirectly led to Trishard's death. Oh, Rolf. Rolf takes a moment and bandages up his arms. And Floki?
Bobby sees it because he was close, but he can't say anything about what happened. But if anybody else gets close, you see that Floki no longer looks sickly. What happened? But Floki looks full of energy.
What was it that I heard him say? Does anybody remember he said something?
Something about they're not the Volve aren't the only ones who can see something.
Yeah, that's right. He said not only the Vol will see the future. Can anybody make head nor tails of that before we wake this son of a bitch up? Anybody?
Can I do like an investigation check on the other guy to see if he had anything? Or...
Oh, they've got their, what do they call them? Their skagox. That's about it. And a shield.
Yeah.
Some gambeson, which I think is like leather armor. So nothing saying gettable. And then anything like, anything useful.
Don't recall. Don't recall. If I could remember my past, maybe. But don't recall.
Yeah, I doesn't ring a bell to me.
All right. Bobby, are you confident of those knots?
Mm-hmm.
Rolf takes a big, the flat of his Scrogox, and he just slaps this guy across the face. And I don't like explaining interrogation scenes. For various reasons. A lot of my friends in Uganda went through some horrible stuff, and I don't like going down that way, so I'm not going to. So what I'm going to say for this is, we're just going to ask questions of this raider, and I'm just going to give you answers, and we're just going to do it that way. Okay, so he wakes up. What do you guys want to ask him?
Who else can see into the future?
Just laughs.
What God sent you? What God? God. The gods. The gods.
They just laugh. And then you continue to ask him questions. And Rolf twists his arm or something, and he's in pain. He's hurting, but he doesn't answer. It seems as if whatever possessed him, forced him to do this, he's not giving away answers.
Can I do like an Arcana check to see if he's under like a charm or like a spell or something?
Sure.
Ooh, baby.
In your opinion, Yol, he's not under a magical effect.
Can I take a closer look at both the dead one and the alive one to see if they have any markings on them?
Sure.
Maybe
Make an investigation check as you check out their bodies for like a "I work for Loki" or something tattoo. I bet you find nothing.
disadvantage. I mean, it's still low.
6.
So...
6.
Oh yeah, mine would have been. Yeah.
Oh, whatever. Yep.
Exactly the same.
There we go.
Great rolls tonight.
Yes. Been all over the place, actually.
Couple nat 20s from the DM.
Yeah, which did for old Bobby. So eventually, Rolf gets fed up. This person is making no sense. Unless any of you guys intervene, he's just going to pick him up and throw him overboard.
Overboard. Yes. Yes.
Tried to kill you. Do what you're gonna do.
No Valhalla for him.
That's all he deserves. The rest of the journey goes relatively uneventfully. You do get a long rest in, so feel free to restore those spell slots and hit points if you've lost any.
And exhaustion is gone, I take it.
Yeah, exhaustion's gone, so just long rested, non-exhausted, all the good stuff. Got it, Sylvie. Thanks for remembering that.
gonna inscribe my runes on my stuff.
Eventually, eventually, you make landfall at the misplaced tower, as it's been known. And it's a relatively simple landing. I'll drag you to a map. Put your characters on there first. So we have Bjorn, we have Bobby, Loki, Yol, and Sylvie. You should all be able to see. Okay, so the one remaining longship, whoops, lands. Actually, I'll put Trishard here just so you can see what's going on. So the ghost of Trishard accompanies you for this journey. Actually, let's light this up a bit. No.
What are you doing here?
And you come across, you come across what the Vols have talked to some of you about, some of it in detail. This is the misplaced tower. They're expecting signs there. Vinnick is on the map. Oh, yeah. I was testing his token. Go away, Vinnick. Just for sight.
Like I was joking, but I was being serious. Like, Vinnick, what's Vinnick doing here?
Yeah, plot twist. Vinnick's a player character, another campaign. So the boat docks on the shoreline. Well, not docks. I guess there's no wharf, but drops down anchor. Some of the raiders stay behind on the ship to do general maintenance. But Rolf takes you and 4 raiders into this misplaced tower. And
I would propose if Rolf would allow, before we head in, I can take 10 minutes and ritual cast detect magic.
Sure.
Maybe help us find anything.
Sure. So I'll let you know if something pings as magical. At the moment, actually, the entire tower here gives off a magic. But it doesn't conform to any of the schools of magic you know. It's not evocation, it's not illusion, it's none of those things. And what you do know is very faint, but it's from a school of magic you don't recognize.
Hey, something's fucked up here.
Yeah.
I love little creature saying that, and something's fucked up.
That's his voice. That's how he says it. There's shit here I ain't never seen before.
Yeah. Something's always fucked up, so nothing new.
Okay, so you're extra perceptive at the moment,
Be
Sylvie.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, keep that
Can I
in
whisper
mind.
you something now?
No. Nope. Yeah. Nope. Okay, so so you find the tower, as you leave the boat, the tower has been partially submerged by the sharp black lava rock that coats the beach. About 60 feet of the building rises above it. It is like no structure you have ever seen. built from close-fitting dark stones with barely a seam. There may be windows on the upper level, but it's hard to determine. There is a balcony 30 feet above you, full of rubble. There is a gash in the southern wall with rock and debris flowing into the tower. Otherwise, the lava extends to the south and the east, with hills far in the distance in that direction. There is a trace of snow on the wind, though the ground itself is warm enough that it melts shortly after falling.
I can climb. Climb for us. Go down, road.
That's one option, says Rolf. There's that balcony up there. And just to be clear, we need to explore every possible inch of this tower. Leave no stone unturned. I mean, the Volva are relying on us. Could be hidden underneath a pebble. Could be a bright light. Regardless, we need to turn this place over. And I'm looking for suggestions. We can go into the crack in the wall over here. Yep. I'll let you know if anything pings. Nothing pings yet, apart from what I described before.
Yeah.
And old Floki over here thinks we should climb. What do the rest of you think?
I can try to kind of, well, we can. I don't think sending everybody in immediately climbing might be the best, but getting a point of view in there might be nice.
And not to put too fine a point on it, but we can just walk through here.
I mean, we can. Does there look like there's been any signs of anything here recently?
It's Trishard. What are you doing? The ghost of Trishard does something.
Big spooky.
Let's just go first. We'll see what's going on, and then we'll make this.
I'll tell you what you see from in here, even from a distance. This plate is lit. There's faint orbs of light kind of drifting around. And yes, they are magical lights.
Mm-hmm.
This
guy's
a lot
over
of
here
rubble.
making circling motions with his hand. Maybe we should circle the tower, and maybe that's what he's getting at. Is that where you're getting at?
Nods.
Feel free to walk around the tower and make a perception check as you go. See if you can spot anything. Loki and Sylvie, you're not circling? You're going in?
Oh, I thought we were circling inside the tower.
Yeah, that was my bad, yeah. Okay.
I'll climb up on this cliff.
Ooh, baby.
Plus. So the +5, is it +5 on top of what I already have?
I think so. So you're 17 at the moment with the help of your birds. Oh no, you're not. What did you roll?
I haven't rolled yet.
Yeah, so +5 on whatever you roll. Get another +5. So that's a 16 with the help of your birds. Okay. You take 10, 20 minutes looking around the outskirts of the tower, looking for maybe a way in. And the only way in you deduce is what Floki suggested. There's a balcony up top, and there's the door that Bjorn is standing in front of.
Yeah, Bjorn is looking like he's ready to go.
All right. So the balcony
Information is power. Climb.
30 feet.
I could shoot an arrow, bolt with a rope tied. I mean,
Oh,
we can try that.
I can. Does it look
Loki
like
can
there?
climb,
Does it
climb.
look like there's just floors to it, or like does it look like the balcony leads to the second floor, or the third floor?
It looks like the whole tower has sunken. And you're not sure whether it's sunk or whether it's been surrounded by lava. But you see, Bjorn, just looking in here, this is 5 feet below you. Which makes no sense for a tower entrance. You know, why would you build 5 feet? So it's either sunken or the lava has risen up. Judging by it, you'd say there's like one level above this. Maybe below as well, because it's sunken. So that was a rambly way. I hope you answered your question.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I mean, maybe we should just see what's on the ground level.
Yeah, it's the easiest way in.
The balcony's there if we don't have another way up, you know.
Mhm.
Yeah.
What if it's a trap? Trap. Must check first.
I agree.
If you have a way to check.
How many times must Loki say, Loki, climb?
I
Have
can
at it.
just walk through and see if it's a trap.
I can check for traps. I will, kind of look around and see if I can spot anything.
You hear a voice coming from inside this tower. And I think with what's about to happen, I think this will be a good point to leave it for tonight. I'll tell you what the voice is next week, and we'll go from there. I just got to whisper one thing to one player.
I wonder who.
That was most unfortunate.
I can't believe that happened.
Unfortunate for sure.
Well, just look at it this way. We didn't know him that long. It is as far as we're concerned, he's just the captain's kid who died on the ship.
Pretty much.
Sorry.
That's true. That's true.
That is very true, actually.
The players
I mean,
know that
it's like
Trishard
they-
is significant, but the characters are just
Yeah.
another guy, right? Just some dude.
Yeah, it's an unfortunate casualty.
Yeah.
Poor guy. Yeah, such an extensive backstory. Friends, family, all.
Yeah, that 5 pages of backstory you sent me, man, that's yeah. Okay, we'll pick it up, guys, next week, and you're missing Wednesday's game, right, Kayla? But not this game?
Yeah, Friday's fine.
Okay, sweet. So I'll see you on Friday, and take care, everyone. We'll see you next time.
All right, see you guys.
Alrighty.
Okay.
Thank
Good night.
you.
Hey, guys.